What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Friday Hungar Show. It is I, Hungar the Starvarian, waiting on my guest Shadow and Sun. We will be chilling out today and talking about whatever we want to talk about. So, first off, Merry Christmas, everybody. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, which I'd be super surprised if you're watching my channel and you're not subscribed. But yeah, man, let's see what's going on today. Also, if you want to jump in on the video, link is in the comment. I'm open to guests. And I'm down to talk about anything. I'm down to clown around Charlie Brown. That's right. So, yeah, I was up late last night hanging out with DJ Odyssey. He's supposed to be doing a 48, but it looks like he ended up stopping after about 10 or so hours. Which, that happens. Oh, look at what I've got here. Look at this morose looking motherfucker right here.
Morose. Oh my God. I don't think anybody's ever said that about me. But it's been. So how the hell you doing, man?
You got your track suit? Santa track suit.
But it's not the Trump Santa track suit, though.
Yeah, man. I had to go pick up my nephew, Max's youngest, at school today. He had a bellyache. So they called me up because her phone was on silent, which no big deal. Hey, what up, Mr. Max? I walked next door, go in there, woke her up, was like, hey, gotta go get the boy. She's like, let me get dressed real quick. So went and got him. And I was like, I go in and grab him because she's got bronchitis pretty bad. So I go in there and there's a dude dressed up like Santa Claus. And I walk in and the secretary behind the desk is like, I want a picture with the real Santa Claus. I wanted a picture with me.
That's cool. That's cool.
And she's like, you got a fake beard and stuff. Real Santa don't. Hey, Mark's Gene Mixer. Doing good, buddy. How you doing?
Hey, Mark. Good morning, man. Ready for the game tonight? I'm in a basic game with him tonight, and Omen Owl and my son and Connell if he shows up, but who knows?
Sounds fun.
Yeah, it's just a little like 2-part Christmas game. It's actually been really, really well done. He really went to a lot of effort to make it very Christmassy. I've been in a few Christmas games, and this one definitely takes the cake.
I was going around a Christmas game where a paladin was going to help a gnome save his brother from an evil sorcerer, and then they walk over a snow-covered hill, and there's Santa's workshop. So Santa's the bad guy.
Yeah, I don't think Santa's the bad guy in this, but the elves are very untrustworthy.
Nice.
And so far, I think we fought 2 of the ghosts of Christmas, blah blah blah, and little guy's having fun. I'm having fun. Omen, it's been a really good game. He should have done it live, but I get it. Hopefully, he recorded it or something. Maybe I don't know.
But you have a lot of fun. I'm going to sleep tonight because I was up a little late last night.
Yeah, same here. Same here. I was up a good hour at least, maybe an hour and a half after you hit the road with Deej, and it turns out we have like a crap ton in common.
I had my laptop on the bed. I was listening to you guys while I was asleep.
Yeah, he seems like a cool guy.
I left. Yeah, he's cool. I met him on Bruce Lombardo's show. So if he's out with Bruce Lombardo, he's a good dude.
Absolutely. He's, I just met him. I met him once before. I'm already subbed. That's how I got the notification. But I see him and I see a bunch of guys I don't recognize, and I've done so many shows this week, man. I did like 3 or 4 shows one day this week, and I don't even remember what day it was.
I gotta pimp my t-shirts.
Yep. Same here. Got to pimp the show, man. We're 5 away from 500, and then we're giving away a bunch of crap the day after Christmas, and it's kind of funny. Nobody's following the rules, man.
Hey, Michael, what's happening, buddy?
We've got like almost $800 worth of merch we're giving away, including stuff from our sponsor. And people just, about 10 people have followed the rules. The rules are simple. You just go to our video and tell us what's your favorite episode and why. Okay? That's it. And then you got to be there.
I don't have a favorite episode. I like them all.
You could say that, I suppose, but people aren't doing that. They're just saying hi and stuff, and like 100+ views on the video, but people just aren't paying attention, or they don't want the cool miniatures, man. I'm like, well, I've literally, because everybody gets one gift, if you win, right? Yeah. And I've got, like 15 gifts and 10 people qualifying. So maybe some people will get 2 things. I don't know. But, there's still, it's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. We got 10 days. So I'm going to hit all the people up and say, hey, you got to be there, because what we're going to do is everybody picks a number between 1 and 100, and we roll, and you get whoever's closest to that number gets that prize.
If somebody gets the exact number, they should get like a bonus prize.
No, man, we just do a roll off, man. Dice of death, man. But yeah, we've got some really cool gifts we're giving away. A lot of sealed miniature boxes, some Arduin books, T-shirt, the Star Trek role-playing game from Modiphius, all brand new shit. So we'll see what happens. Yep. Even Janet came in and popped in on the video and said, "Ooh, Star Trek," and I'm like, "Well, you gonna be there? You gonna be there for the roll off thing?" And who knows? It's also unfortunately the same day as Bruce and Janet do their Monday movie review. So I'm like, I gotta time it just right so that they can show up. Otherwise, they don't get any prizes. And, all the guys I hang out with, like Bruce and Max and Connell, none of them have stopped by to try to qualify.
Well, I'm qualified. I just qualified.
Just got to be there Monday night, man.
Dude, and hang out live. I watch all your shit.
Yeah, we've made a lot of videos and made a lot of friends, and that's why we're talking now. That's what matters. That's what it's all about. The edition wars, that don't mean shit. Just get out there and roll some damn dice. Have some fun. Leave your politics at the door and just come on in and make yourself comfortable. Hopefully you brought snacks for everybody, and play your favorite character or run your favorite game, and
have fun.
Exactly, man. Exactly. There's a couple guys out there that are a little too hardcore for that frame of mind, and I don't know. I don't get it. I just I've been doing this for 43 years, and it's just about having fun.
Yeah, Mike. I gotta agree with that, Michael. I like One Edie after all these years of videos. One is a great game.
Oh yeah, it is. It's my first love. So of course I'm biased, but I've done the work. I've literally apples to apples compared it to all the other games, and there's things I like about it, and there's things I don't like about other games, and that's what keeps me still playing. But Mike, you got to go to one of the giveaway videos and type that in, what video you like and why. And, I don't care if you're not in the States. I've already said that. I'll send stuff, to Europe or whatever. I just won't send it to like Africa or Russia, because I don't want to get in any trouble, or send to another Nigerian prince. Already been through that.
Well, you seen the Nigerian guy. went into his apartment after he died, and he had like $30 million in cash. That poor Nigerian dude was just trying to give away money, and nobody believed him. He's like, you see the
Nigerian prince, man.
Yeah, you see the meme for it. CA is technically still a state, I guess. You get it, LOL.
Yep. And I'm not being totally, yeah, so we're in the same state. Okay, that'll be easy. Maybe you can just do a drive-by and pick up your prize. But, I got to get rid of this stuff, man. I got 3 or 4 Kickstarters coming in the next, 3 months, and they're massive. I've got the Dungeons and Lasers Kickstarter coming in. I've got Shadows of Brimstone coming in. I've got the Cthulhu Wars Cataclysm, but that's 4 years old, so who knows when that'll come out. And then I just backed this Kickstarter for Zombicide. It's the Iron Maiden miniature set.
Nice.
It's all the different Eddies throughout the years with the stat cards for the game. So when we're fighting zombies, Eddie could be one of them. Yeah, and that was $100 for 10 miniatures, but some of them are various sizes. I've got the next level.
It's Eddie. Everybody had an Eddie poster on their freaking wall growing up. If you grew up in the 80s and the 90s, like I did.
And if you didn't have peace of mind playing at some point during the day, there was something wrong with you.
I had the Trooper poster.
Yeah, I had the Eddie locked up in the sanitarium poster. And we just wore that record flat because it was literally a record. We didn't even have
no more grooves of that bad boy. Yeah, I played Iron Maiden tape so much that it stretched.
I did that with my Blue Oyster Cult Imaginos tape. I literally listened to that album every day, multiple times a day for years, every single freaking day.
You're a big BOC fan, aren't you?
Oh yeah, that's my favorite band. I got the tag.
I got a BOC story for you. My dad grew up in Flushing, Queens, New York.
Oh, okay.
And one day he was hanging out, and he was hanging out on the side of the road, like they used to do up there. And a limo pulled up, and his buddy hopped out of it, and he's like, "Dude, BOC's in the limo. We're looking for some weed." So my dad got to hang out with BOC and go get him some pot.
That's cool. We when we moved into where we live now, there's a park. I'm kidding you. I'm not kidding you. It's about 15-minute walk away from my house. It's not really that far. On a bike, it's 5 minutes. In the car, it's less. They played from my house so close that I could hear them from my backyard, but I got tickets. So Jackie's first concert was Blue Oyster Cult in his hometown at the park that he goes swimming to, it hangs out at all the freaking time. They played there, and I had a massive allergy attack, and I didn't know if it was an allergy thing or a cold. And so when they were, leaving, they were, inviting people to come over and shake hands and shit. And I'm like, I can't get my boys sick. So I just said, no, next time. I've seen them all over the world. I've seen them in different places. And hey, Fat Gamer, and I just couldn't do that to my boys. Get them sick by shaking my snotty hand. But I'll meet them one of these days. They just put out an album just last year. They're still rocking, in the free world, so to speak. After all these freaking years.
Free world.
Yep. So, it was all good. They played my favorite songs. Well, they didn't play Astronomy, but they played a bunch of good songs. A lot of their, required hits, which, of course they're going to do that. They're a bunch of geezers.
If I go to a BOC concert and they don't play Don't Fear the Reaper, I'm going to be a little pissed.
Or Godzilla or Burning for You. Yeah.
Burning for You, any of them,
Yeah, they got to do it. I don't fault them for that. I just, I wish I wasn't, sick as a dog. Otherwise I would have, I would have invited them over to the house because it's 5 minutes away. It's like, hey, come on over,
Yeah, but it's like you get into some of the BOC deeper tracks, and that's when they start.
That's where it's at, man. They were the thinking man's heavy metal band. They played D&D. As a matter of fact, they wrote a song called The Marshall Plan that's all about a kid who's playing D&D. His girlfriend leaves him for some rock star, so he gets a guitar and becomes the next big thing.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, because they I believe it was Eric Bloom, one of the singer who sings none of the famous songs. Well, he sings Godzilla. And he used to go to D&D conventions all the freaking time. And I can't say that about too many other rockers out there, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what it was with the whole police academy thing, but that just fucked them over. You know, somebody must have hated them for some reason, and you know, did the Blue Oyster, you know, bar, and that just killed a lot of their popularity amongst the normies who didn't know who they were.
It's like, I don't know why that would do anything, because everybody knew that Freddie Mercury was gay.
No, I know, but in the heavy metal community, it was a little different back then. You know, even though Rob Halford was, you know, super gay, just the other kind of gay, I guess. Yeah. And I still listen to those guys all the freaking time. I don't care. They make great music.
That's right. Yeah.
As a matter of fact,
Turbo Lover.
As a matter of fact, last night when we were on the stream last night together, and I remembered the old song "Santa Claus is Coming to Town" by the band Shark Island, that's sung to the tune of "Heading Out to the Highway," and I'm like, oh my god, I didn't think I'd ever hear this again. Went on YouTube while we were chatting, and I muted the mic, and I was listening to it, and I'm like, oh my god, this sounds so much like Judas Priest. And it was perfect, you know. I remember the first time I heard it was on like Dr. Demento or K-Rock or something like that, and I just laughed my ass off because it was, you know, it was great.
Yeah, I have to agree with TFG. Like, why would that discourage anybody or discourage people? The Blue Oyster Bar was a hilarious part of the movie.
It was funny, but here's the thing. There was a point with Blue Oyster Cult. They put out this album called Mirrors. And, you know, anybody who knows Blue Oyster Cult, they know that Blue Oyster Cult is what happens when heavy metal and disco get together, okay? And in the 70s, you know, they had that, you know, sort of heavy metal, but disco sort of very Greek sort of disco look, you know, with the gold chains and the tank tops and no shirt, you know. And they looked like the characters in the Blue Oyster Bar. So I could see how some people back then might have went, oh, they're a bunch of gay dudes. Oh, I'm not going to listen to them anymore. And I knew better. Most of the guys are married with kids. Well, I don't know about kids, but, it just wasn't about that, you know. But somebody just, you know, had that misconception, or maybe they just didn't like them or whatever. So I can see, you know, because back in the 80s, you know, you couldn't get away with being gay and in a metal band, even though Randy Rhoads was gay, Kevin DuBrow was gay, both from, you know, Quiet Riot and then on to playing with Ozzy. Ozzy didn't care. Randy Rhoads is one of the greatest guitarists ever. Therefore, he was in his band, you know. But there were a lot of people out there. I knew a lot of people that you know would not, you know, be okay with that. And you know, back then it was a different time, and you know, whatever. They make good music. That's all that matters, you know. Not actually a big, huge Queen fan. There's some songs I like that were fantastic. You know, growing up as a kid, if you didn't get excited when "We Are the Champions, We Will Rock You" came on, there was something wrong with you.
Yeah.
And yet you have to play those songs back to back. It is the law.
Yes. Yes.
Just like what were the two Zeppelin songs you had to play? Black Dog and I forget.
Misty Mountain Rock.
Yeah, something like that. You had to play those two songs back to back, or your station wasn't legit. And, you know, to this day, every once in a while, I'll hear that, and they still do it, and people don't understand why. It's like, it's just 'cause. It just happened, and you just love it. and you know, revel in the memories of the past when you would hear that on the radio, and you know, in every car at the intersection you were at, you'd hear those songs playing out of every radio, you know, because
I still listen to Alice's Restaurant on Thanksgiving every.
Oh, I did too. I had my son listen to it for the first time, and I hadn't listened to it in 20 plus years. And I just like, dude, what am I doing with my life? As your brother would say, I'm not listening to Alice's Restaurant. And so I listened to it again as a grown up, and I'm like, this is, you know, sure, he was a liberal hippie, but whatever. The song was hysterical. The story had, you know, a message, and, you know, it was great.
Anything you want at Alice's Restaurant, excluding Alice. You can get anything you want at Alice's Restaurant. Walk right in, it's around the block. Just half a mile from the railroad track. Around the back, just half a mile from the railroad track. Yeah. All right, I messed up the lyrics, but I don't care.
Hey, yeah, how many people out there listening, you know, can say they listened to it last Thanksgiving or in the last 10 years, you know? It is just one of those traditions. You got to do it. We don't know why. It doesn't matter. It's just, you know, a good time to be had by everybody involved, and just enjoy it, man. Life's too short to not enjoy all the good shit out there.
It's like when every time I had to load going to California, I'd play Zeppelin going to California.
Yep. I did that too when I lived in Virginia. Check this. Oh, shit. I just fucked
Every time I left Compton, I'd play Straight Outta Compton by NWA.
When I used to live in Virginia for a short period of time, and I moved back. And I shipped all my belongings on a big old pallet, and I took the Greyhound bus all the way from Virginia to California by myself. And I must have played that song 20, 30 times along the way back home.
Crazy style.
Yep. You got to do what, you know, is required by law, and those are some of the, you know, the forgotten statutes of this great land that we live in. Got to listen to Alice's Restaurant on Thanksgiving. You got to play Queen back to back. You got to play Zeppelin back to back, and you got to love your mom and your family and your kids and your dog and your cat and
all that fun stuff.
Yep. So what do you got planned for the weekend, man? Anything exciting?
Nope.
No, just getting through the holiday.
Watching some TV, probably do some more shopping. I went up to Publix today and got me some chicken wings. I like chicken wings.
Yeah, I'm a big chicken fan. We still got a lot of shopping to do, you know. And the worst part about it is my son. He's such a good kid. Ask him what does he want. It's like nothing.
None.
Every year, man. Nothing. No, seriously. You know, we got guests coming over. What do you want? You know, you gotta have something to open on Christmas Day. I mean, you're a kid. It's, you know, and books. And I'm like, what kind of books? You know, and his collection is things like The Divine Comedy, Fahrenheit 454. 451, whatever, Animal Farm, Brave New World, all these dystopian freaking, you know.
That's what your boy likes, man.
Yeah, I know, and you know, I'm not going to knock it, but he's just so different than all the other kids out there, you know, that they just, you know, plug in, tune out, and don't pay attention to what's going on. And one of these days, he's going to be president of the United States, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I went to school with him," because that's his goal. Make no mistake, he wants to be president of the United States someday, and
like,
he keeps
it.
Yep,
and if he keeps YouTube videos with that kid.
Yep, and if he keeps it up, he'll get there. You know, he knows his politics, he knows his history. He knows his military, and play what? Mr. Max?
I think he was talking about Us's restaurant.
Oh. Oh, you were in a band too. Okay, cool. Yeah, we never played that when I was in a band. Our things were we obviously we did covers, we were working on our own stuff, but it didn't work out. But we played like Born to Be Wild, Breaking the Law, a lot of AC/DC, Back in Black, Ain't Talking About Love by Van Halen.
I always wanted to start a band and name them Feces Avianis. That'd be shitbirds in Latin.
I knew one of my friends' bands was Burning Urine.
Burning Urine. Morphine Dream. That's my new band name.
But we had a lot of fun. I screamed into a microphone, and we did a lot of stuff. We can't talk about on YouTube, but whatever. Mostly because I just don't want my son getting a hold of this someday.
Yeah, TFG.
Good for you, man. Hey, he's a good kid, man. You'd probably get along with him real well. He's a bit of a fascist, though. No, I'm kidding. He's just really passionate about making the world a better place. And there's not enough people out there that really want to do that without being in it for the grift.
You know what I mean? People cokes. I'd like to.
Oh God, I haven't heard that.
I'd like to buy the world some coke. Oh, a coke. I'm sorry, a coke. That's cool, Max.
That is very cool. Yeah. And nowadays, there's none of that. The last time I heard a garage band was about the week I moved into where I live now, which is about 11 years ago. And I haven't heard a garage.
For some of that Jethro Tull in your face.
Wow. That's cool. That's cool. I haven't listened to Tull in years either, man. I've been trying to lately, pick up some of the, the music that I loved growing up, and it's getting harder and harder. I mean, what the hell's the deal? You go into like a Target or a Walmart or something like that, and they got record players all over the place. Here, come buy this record player and these old records that you probably still have or used to have. But you want a CD? Oh no, can't help you there.
Now I'm gonna go out and say that Steely Dan is one of the best underrated rock bands of all time.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Oh my God, I scared so many girlfriends away with that band. Just listen to that band all day, freaking long. Can we listen to something else? No, we actually can't listen to anything else. Sorry.
Deacon Blue is a masterpiece.
Yep, it is. Oh, the whole Asia album is a masterpiece as well. Everything they did, Can't Buy a Thrill, Pretzel Logic, I had them all. And I honestly haven't listened to them in like 20 years.
I also want to say that Dire Straits, Brothers in Arms.
That's a good album, but it's not my favorite.
It's a great Brothers in Arms make you think, man. I've seen people listen to that song and cry.
Yep. It's weird that you mentioned that band. That's a band I've actually wanted to listen to recently, especially like Wild West End, and a buddy of mine who passed away a long time ago made me a two tapes of like all kinds of oddball songs of theirs, and I was just freaking hooked. I'd play the shit out of that. Romeo and Juliet. Oh God, that song kills me, man. Oh my God, that song just kills. And another one of my favorites that probably nobody's a big fan of is Golden Earring. Those guys are still playing today. They're in like their 90s. I mean, their first album was in the early 60s, and they have like not missed a year of touring, 250 days out of the year, all across Europe. I saw them open up for Rush, okay, for the Signals tour, and I liked Golden Earring better, even though I went there to see Rush.
Well, the only thing I gotta say is it's 2 a.m. It's 2 a.m. The fear is gone. They wait. The gun is still warm.
That song, you should have seen little Jackie when I would play that song. That song would pump him up so much he literally could not contain himself, and he would be running around the house just headbanging to that song at the earliest of freaking ages. That song, and I used to play a lot of ELO, especially when he was like a little baby, because I'd be home with him and I'd have to rock him to sleep. So Mr. Blue Sky would be the song that I'd get him to crash to every afternoon. That's another freaking absolute masterpiece band. That
one time I was driving, had my daughters in the back. It was me, my ex-wife, and my daughters were in the back. And I was jamming out to Psycho Killer by the Talking Heads.
Oh, wow.
And the radio wasn't up very loud because I got to hear the kids in the back. And my oldest daughter started singing along. And I was like, man, I'm doing parroting right.
That's funny because every time we get in the car, I play Mexican Radio by Wall of Voodoo.
Yeah. I'm in a Mexican radio.
Yeah, to the point that his mom now loves that song and he like hates it because he just thinks it's, it's like, it's all chorus, Dad. I'm like, yeah, I know, but just listen to a few lyrics, watch Stan Ridgway's facial expressions and just love every second of it. But when it was over, what was that song, Same As It Ever Was or whatever it was called by Talking Heads?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw Rush a lot too. But the video of it came on where he's doing the weird, convulsing, Yeah. So I made him watch it and he's like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? I'm like, that was the 80s, dude. You missed out.
He's a genius. That's what's wrong with him.
Yeah, right. All sweaty. He was all sweaty on purpose and stuff, just looking just as neurotic as possible.
Yeah, they got their start at CBGBs.
They what?
They got their start playing at CBGBs.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that is.
Yeah. CBGBs, it was that big bar in punk bar in New York.
Oh, okay.
A CBGB shirt. And a lot of bands got their start playing at CBGBs, and the owner would let anybody in a band play there, but the only requirements was it had to be original music, no covers.
That works. I can respect that.
I never got to see the Master No Pert.
Oh man,
Rush.
I've seen them multiple times, and I still like their early stuff, but when they started getting preachy after Signals, all their stuff was preachy if you listen hard enough, but it just got a little bit too much. I think I've got like 2 of their CDs still unopened. I just got them through like Columbia or something, Then I'm like, I'll get to it, and I never got to it, never listened to them, and now Neil's gone, and I'm like, oh man, I don't even want to think about it, because without Neil, they've got nothing. Mm-hmm. They could try solo stuff, but it just they had magic, like the Police. They're one of those three-man bands. I'd rather listen to Triumph these days. I don't know if you're a big fan of Triumph. 3-man band from Canada, just like Rush, but they were always so much more hopeful and a little bit more, dare I say, Christian. So Triumph is one of my new go-to bands, along with UFO.
When I was younger, I did not like Rush. I didn't like them. The music was too complicated, Mm-hmm. Then I got older where I actually started appreciating music and what went into it. And then I became a fan.
Oh, no, I had no choice. When I heard Red Barchetta, I'm like, okay. I'm okay with these guys. And then that whole album, Moving Pictures, was just, that was their apogee. That was the absolute height of Rush music.
Now, why is that?
Right. The whole Witch Hunt, Limelight, of course, was my favorite song. I was in a band, so it was, it hit me right here. But another band that I didn't care for as a kid was UFO, and now I can't get enough of them. You ever listen to UFO?
No, never heard of them.
Never heard of them. Okay. Lights Out in London.
Okay.
That was them. And I listened to Pandora, and when after you start clicking a bunch of thumbs up buttons on bands and songs you like, they start recommending stuff, and I'm like, that's how I got back into Triumph and UFO, and just I really like Pandora because you can make your own station basically, where it's only going to play stuff you like, and I've got 20 different stations depending on the mood, everything from weird.
Spotify for that.
But Spotify costs money, don't it?
Yeah, I pay $3 a month.
Okay, that's not bad. But see, I don't even listen to music that much anymore. I'm so damn busy that I just, unless I'm in the car, I just don't think about it. And I really should. After today, I'm gonna have to just turn on Pandora and alternate between Christmas music. Yeah, 2112 is phenomenal, but it's a little bit too much for most people.
Is awesome.
Yeah, I don't even know how I forgot that one. That arguably that would be. I want to say that one was their most highbrow album, but Moving Pictures was accessible to everybody between Tom Sawyer, Limelight, and Red Barchetta. Even Vital Signs. Oh my God, Vital Signs is so underrated. That song, it literally ends the album, and it's pretty powerful. But a lot of people can't sit through a rock opera anymore these days. So of course I can.
If you're listening to Meatloaf, you're listening to rock opera.
Yeah. We were talking about Meatloaf last time. I got to look into some of his music, man. I did listen to the full original Bat Out of Hell about 6 months ago, but I got to admit it was just to watch Carla DeVito. Oh my God, that woman was the sexiest woman in rock and roll, if you ask me.
She was hot,
tiny little freaking Italian, gorgeous fireball. But alas, I was just a mere pup when she was rocking her ass off.
Man, as soon as this stream is over, I'm taking my happy ass a nap.
See, I was just telling my friend I was on the phone with right before the show, that's what I do. I stay up late every night. Alex was, what? He was great, but I'm sorry. Buck Dharma, Donald Roser was the god of the guitar. There's nobody better.
Come at me, bro. Nobody ever talks about it's always Geddy Lee and it's always Neil Peart. And really nobody ever talks about Alex, and it wouldn't be Rush without him.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that Geddy taught him how to play. Alex was all strung out and like his best friend, but all strung out. And he's like, dude, check this out. And he started showing him how to play the guitar, or that's the story I heard. But yeah, I stay up late. I was up till 1:30 last night. The boy goes off to school, and I usually, crash out on the couch next to the fireplace with the fire going. This week with hanging out with you Monday, Tuesday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday has actually been really healthy for me. Getting my ass up doing stuff instead of just, snoozing all day. So thank you for inviting me to hang out. This is actually really been healthy for me, because otherwise I'd, eat breakfast and then just. Pardon?
Get used to it. It's going to be a weekly thing, man.
Hells yeah. So, hey, you've been working on your character yet? No.
Concept. I've got concepts.
All right. I'm going to read through the Dwarven second ebook for you, because I read through the Elf book just recently, and I'm reading through the Ships in the Sea book for second E. It's a first E game, but anything you liked about second E is probably incorporated, except like some things that I don't like. I didn't like that in second edition your fireball could only do 10d6. In first edition, if you're 20th level, it does 20d6. I like the way they do the thieving abilities. I like the way they do the experience points for things, but I don't like the fact that everything is tougher in second edition. All the monsters have more hit points or they're tougher, but the characters are identical to first edition, if not weaker.
I'm thinking about playing a Dwarven Thief, to tell you the truth.
That's fine. You can multi-class if you want. The limits on multi-classing are whatever's better. I don't like limiting the levels, but I don't. But I will say things like, well, dwarves can't be wizards, because they got other ways of doing magic. Simple as that.
I'm thinking about Dwarven Thief, Light Fighter, like hatchets, hand axes for weapons.
All right.
Dual wield.
You know, you're going to be on a ship for a huge portion of the game.
Mhm.
So, but you know, right off the bat, everybody gets the skill swimming, and you know, I'm not. It's like when I play, you know, sci-fi games. You know, I'm not gonna, you know, put you anywhere where you can't get to a vac suit. You know what I mean? If you're in space, all my friends are like, I don't want to go on a water campaign because then I could drown. I'm like, dude, do you really think I'm going to take you out that way? If I'm going to take you out, it's going to be with a weapon or a monster or a trap. I'm not going to just have you drowned or starve to death or freeze to death unless you do something really fucking stupid. Excuse my friend. Yeah, the thief skills in second edition, that was genius. And if someone wants to use it, I see no problem with using it. It doesn't change the game of first edition. I look at second edition as a whole bunch of optional rules for first edition because while a lot of things I should say are the same, the things I didn't like about second edition, the treasure. The percentages on the treasure table are the same, but the amount of treasure is decreased. The requirements for experience points are all raised, but the characters themselves were nerfed. So I'm going to go with the best of both worlds. Whatever's the better rule, I will use. And then by better rule, I mean more advantageous for the players because I can always add monsters to the mix. I can always, you know, beef up every challenge to make it more challenging. I don't need, you know, the way of the world right now where, you know, I don't even want to get into it. It's going to be a first edition game, but if there's something that's cooler in second edition, I'll use it, and vice versa. You know, I just want to tell, like I always tell people, I want to run the game that I'd want to play in myself. And no, I won't be running DMPCs or whatever you want to call them. There will be NPCs, and they will die. You know, when I say die back to the front, I don't do those godlike NPCs that are, you know, you know, you guys know what I'm talking about. I just don't like that. The NPCs are there to you know, help the story along, but not to take over the story. I've been in too many games where the DM's characters were you know, the end all be all of the game, and we were just there along for the ride to you know, validate the NPCs doing what they did. I freaking hate that. And yeah, I've done it. You know, when I was a kid, we all did it. You know. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Provided you get it the right way. Yeah, if they're stupid, they die, even if they're in their suit. What's up, Man of War? Long time no see.
What's up?
But yeah, I do use XP for gold and magic items and other things. But you got to earn the gold. You know, if you just, you know, because you're not going to just, you know, stumble across 10,000 gold and get 10,000 XP without working for it. But if you work for it, you get it. If you find a magic item, you get the XP. If you kill the monsters, if you kill a monster single-handedly, you get the XP single-handedly. None of that commie bullshit where, oh, we're going to divide it all up evenly. No. Fighters get XP mostly for fighting, so, you know, they're going to get the XP for the hit points and damage they do and their fair share of the kill XP. But if you don't do 1 point of damage against a monster and you don't participate, you do not get the XP just for being there. You know, if you go in and you swing and you miss every time, at least you tried. So you'll get some XP.
I
But
agree with you on that.
so many DMs I know, they just divide, everybody gets the same amount. No, that's not fair. Why would I work so hard? That's commie thinking. And if I can just tag along and just do the bare minimums, I get the same amount of XP as the guy who is just coming up with the plan, kicking ass, taking names. That's not fair to that guy for working so hard. And it's certainly not fair for me for slacking off. And I think it breeds competition amongst the players. Look at Gimli and Legolas counting, keeping track of kills. That's what it's all about. Oh, you killed 30 this time? Well, I better up my game, hadn't I? And that's the way it should be.
That was such a great friendship in the novel series.
Yeah, it really was one of the underlying, great themes of the entire series, from The Hobbit to The Return of the King. I mean, look how how they were such good friends that when the story ended, they went off on their own adventure, just the two of them, till they died. Probably they both died in the same battle.
Legolas actually built a boat and took Gimli to the islands, and Gimli was the first dwarf to ever go to the islands.
I did not know that.
Yeah, Legolas built a boat by hand and took Gimli over there. Samwise ended up over there after Rosie died. Merry and Pippin were buried with Aragorn.
It's such a classic story. It as much as D&D is about it and other things influenced it, that's like got to be top of the heap for fantasy. Nothing compares to it to this day. Everything else is darker and grittier and uglier and sadder and more pointless. There's some great stories out there. Elric, Grey Mouser and Fafhrd, stuff like.
Love
he's one of my all-time favorite characters, as was Elric. But they don't have the message.
Yeah,
they don't have the moral. They don't have that great moral of the story. And in this case, the Tolkien works had more than one. They had, the moral at the end of The Hobbit. If more people would, value things like friendship and over gold and things like that. The futility of war.
Lord of the Rings lore, though. I know my Lord of the Rings lore.
Yeah, ditto. I'm actually doing a Table Breakers or Gatekeepers. I'm hosting the show, and if you want in, let me know, and I'll make sure you get a spot for that night. Because I'm doing a deep dive on Tolkien, and most of the guys in the group are like, "Oh, I don't really know it that well." I'm like, "Okay, that'll be my night," because I do know. I've literally read the Hobbit and the trilogy about 20 times in my lifetime, and I'm getting ready to read this encyclopedia of Tolkien in preparation for it, but nothing compares to it. There's some parts about it that are slow. The Council of Elrond. If you can make it through the Council of Elrond, you're a rock star. It's hard, it's dry, it's slow, but if you can make it through that one time in your life, then we can be friends. It's just a shame that more people don't get the messages that he gave us or left us. The friendship of Gimli and Legolas is a prime example, of what he envisioned for a better world. And I hope he's in Middle Earth, enjoying his pipe weed and his friends there. I'm hoping someday I'll get to visit, but not too soon. I got shit to do.
Yeah. Too much shit to do right now.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, like get ready for this game, man. I'm getting every day I'm writing a little bit more down about the world. Making up the NPCs and the monsters and the cool shit that I hope you guys will go through. I'm going to use all the High Seas Adventures tropes, from shipwreck to mermaids to sea monsters. All that good stuff is out there waiting for you. Just you know, play smart. Think smart. You're on a boat, and when you're not on a boat, think smarter, because then I'll have to kill you some other way besides drowning or getting hit by a sea critter.
I'm on a boat, motherfucker. Take a look at me. Straight sailing on a boat in the deep blue sea. Whipping 5 knots, wind whipping at my coat. Can't believe it because I'm on a boat. Yeah, sorry.
Don't even be. Hey, man, where's your brother been lately?
He's been playing video games and stuff.
All right, I kind of miss him, man. I haven't seen him. Usually, a couple of vids a week or a couple of vids a day, and I just thought maybe, he's just busy with the holidays and stuff. But make sure you tell him hi from Jackie and I. We miss him. Because if it wasn't for him, I'd have never met your cheerful ass.
Maybe one day he'll actually come on one of my videos. Oh my, yep. You load 15 tons. Why you get another day older and deeper in debt? St. Peter, don't you call me, because I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. Yeah,
the band I was in, we were seriously trying to metalize that song, but alas, it never happened. There were a bunch of songs we were listening to back in the 80s, from like the 50s and the 60s, that we were seriously contemplating. A little Runaway and stuff like that. It's just like, God, this is a cool song. If it was a little harder, it would be badass. And we made a good go of it. I'm glad I got the experiences of the band life, but I'm glad it didn't take over my life. I'd rather have gone down the road that I did go down, because that one was
the long and winding road. Dun, dun.
Too much drugs and stuff. I lost my brother to that. I mean, he's still alive, but he's never getting out, if you know what I mean.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Yeah, he was all about meth and prostitutes. And I haven't seen him we haven't spoken over 30 years. And
meth and prostitutes are bad. Cocaine and prostitutes, not really. Oh, geez.
Well, let me put it this way: it was only it wasn't a willing situation. The girls under him were not being treated like humans.
Oh,
that's why he's doing 400 years.
Scumbag.
Yeah, totally. I was Christian, he was a Nazi. Just leave it there, My lawyer showed me a picture of him, and he literally has the Charles Manson tattoo, on his forehead.
Yeah, but man, we need people like that in this world, so we can look at it and say, damn, I don't want to fuck up like that.
Amen, brother. Amen. That's why I kind of laugh at all this bully crap. It's like, if it weren't for bullies, we wouldn't be the people we are, At some point, somebody bigger and meaner and stronger than us taught us what it meant to stand up for ourselves and, and push back. We may have got a little bloody, a little beat up, but you know what? It didn't happen again. I can think of, handful of times throughout my life where, someone tried that crap, and, after about the age of 10, well, you know what I mean.
Skinheads are idiots.
Yeah, he was completely bald when I saw that picture of him, and that's the closest I'll ever get to him in this lifetime, and probably the next, because I think we're going to different locations, which is fine by me. I did what I could as a big brother to help him out, try to get him into the games and things like that. Yeah, life's got to be like that. It's it's a big test to see who wins at the end. And, the sooner you understand that, the easier it all gets. I'm very blessed, and I have been for many, many years. And every morning I get up and, thank the big guy for all my blessings. And hopefully, with things like YouTube and my interactions in the real world, make the place, a little better before I leave it and go on to my next journey. Because it, in my opinion, it doesn't end,
Oh, yeah.
And if you're a fan of the movie What Dreams May Come,
That movie's awesome.
I already know what I got, to look forward to. If it's anything like that at all, I'm going to have my favorite D&D world to explore as a real person kind of thing. And, when I get tired of that, I'll Silver Surfer through the cosmos to the next world and explore that one. And I'll do that until forever. So kind of looking forward to it, tell you the truth. Every day is another journey, another, opportunity to enjoy the hell out of existing.
That's right. We're put in this life to enjoy it. If we weren't supposed to enjoy life, God wouldn't give us happiness.
Right. It'd all be nothing but,
big booty golf chicks.
Right. I like them a little thin, but that's me. If I can't carry the girl and I can't see her ribs, I'm not interested. But chicks I got to be able to throw her over my shoulder.
Chicks with big booties can still be thin. They do enough.
Oh, yeah.
They do
enough. Yeah. But the old joke. I like to hear the stereo. So
you like stick figures. I like curves. I like women. I don't care.
Yeah. No, don't get me wrong. They got to have some curves, but 99 pounds soaking wet is about all I want to throw over my shoulder. That works for me.
You need a stronger back.
I dated a really cool chick for a couple years. She was like 185 and I didn't know it. And she hid it from me, and we would have stayed together for probably ever, but shit don't always work out. So it's not like, I've got like this ideal, image, and that's it. I'm willing to negotiate, but I've been with the same woman for going on 20 years, and I have I don't see that changing, even though her health is really bad right now. I got no plans other than doing what I'm doing and, taking care of the boy as best I can. That's my number one priority. And the way the community has accepted him is kind of amazing if you think about it. There's no other kid out there his age that everybody out there knows. He's been on, numerous shows of other people. He's been on DM James's show without me. You know what I mean? Think about that for a second, guys. There's no D&D kid out there. If there is, he's a 5e kid, and he's, like 18, 19, not 12 to 14, like he's, Ben. So I'm really appreciative to the way everybody's accepted him as part of the big old family.
He was on DM James's show before I was, and I'm DM James's brother.
Yeah. I don't know, you probably missed it, but Max and all the gang sang him happy birthday on Max's show.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's immortalized on the interwebs. He's a good kid. He's a smart kid. He's a funny kid. He's a little too smart for his own good. And, let's face it, each and every one of us probably was in our own way a little too smart for our own good. That's why we're, playing D&D or Traveler or Call of Cthulhu, because the real world was just too easy for us. We had to go find this imaginary world where we could have our asses handed to us at any moment by, everything from orcs to the great old ones, and that was entertaining for us because the real world was just not tough enough, or maybe it was too tough. I don't know.
Shadow, we're approaching our hour. So
Oh man, nah, I saw the timer. No worries, guys. We'll be back Monday. Actually, you're gonna hang out with me Saturday night, right?
Correct, sir. So tell
Okay.
us what you got coming up.
Just the usual father and son stuff. We're trying to pimp the show to get to that 500 subs so we can give away, this big old mountain of brand new merchandise to all our great friends out there as our way of saying thank you for getting us to where we are. We couldn't have done it without you. It's always going to be about you guys and then our interactions with one another. That's why we're here. So just enjoy your life. Have a great day. We love you guys, and I'm out.
And catch me Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
He is. Well, I don't know about that, but he'll get there.
We'll be doing a 12 o'clock show with Shadow and Sun, noon Eastern time. Anybody who wants to come on and just hang out, you are welcome. There's no topics. It's just chilling out and talking about what comes up. Catch me usually on Shadow and Sun Saturday night stream. And like and subscribe, buy a t-shirt. All proceeds will be going to the Wounded Warrior program. It's a charity that I believe strongly in. We need to take care of our veterans. Everybody, you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching, and catch you on the flip side.
Have a great day.